What's up, everyone? All right, so today is, well, the second basically flat day in a row, up $129.98. Although, remember, on Friday, I only made $29, and then we had the Uber IPO right around noontime, and I made $870 on that. So I actually finished the day on Friday up about $900, which was certainly better than $29. And today, well, we don't have any IPOs, so there's nothing I'm going to be trading in the afternoon. So we'll just be $129.98 and just kind of another, small day. The gap scanner didn't really pay off, nothing really strong there. High day momentum scanner also didn't really get any action there. So, a couple days here of kind of, choppy waters, which is okay. Reducing the risk, scaling back a little bit. Now I want to watch and wait and see if something really starts to take off. Maybe tomorrow morning we get a great gap scanner, a stock that has some, good news, good float, right price, everything else. Maybe we get some sympathy momentum off the high day momentum scanner, and just like that, things can change. But the last 2 days have been a little slow, so I'm going to be cautious. And, being up, well, right now, just about $50,000 on the month, I've got a cushion. I can sit tight, I can wait, and then when I see that A quality setup, I'll be aggressive on it, try to capitalize, have a good win, and a couple days like that, it's gonna put me up $65,000, $75,000, $85,000 on the month before I know it. So sitting tight and being patient is absolutely the right thing to do right now, and we'll see how things look tomorrow morning. As always, any questions, any comments on today's recap, leave those below. I'll come back and answer them this afternoon, and I'll see you all first thing tomorrow morning. All right, everyone. So we're going to do our midday market recap here, go over the trades from this morning. Today, kind of a little bit of a boring day, a little bit of a slow day. Only ended up finishing with $129.98 of profit, which gets rounded up here with Lightspeed to 130. But 129.98 is what it is right down there. And it's always important to know when to put the pedal to the metal, when to be aggressive, and when to slow down and just kind of sit tight. And so today, I slowed down a little bit. OPTT, I was aggressive right out of the gates. I tried to scalp this, and I did scalp it here from $2.75 up to a high of $1.84. I only made $280 though, because it didn't hold up. And then I got back in right here for the first 5-minute candle to make a new high, and it failed, and I lost $130 or $150. Now I kept the risk on the second trade pretty small because I knew 3 dojis in a row here on the 5-minute chart was not the strongest 5-minute pattern. And of course, high red volume as well. So, I took a little bit of risk on that second trade, didn't work, and got right out pretty quickly. As I said pre-market and mentioned to a bunch of you guys, my focus right now, for the most part, has been to wait for A-quality setups to hit the high day momentum scanner. And when they do, that's what I'm going to jump on and try to be aggressive with. But today we didn't have anything that hit that looked really good. Our leading gapper, OPTT, that was the first one that hit. Price is under 10. Float of less than 1 million shares, already up 22% with news. However, OPTT had a great chart here from 338 to 756, a nice window, but it wasn't able to get into that window, number one, so that was a problem. And number two, the stock, sort of like LEDS, at this point is kind of getting overdone. It seems like every time at this point that it's popping up, and now after today, I'd say this kind of officially, it's just failing and fading. And so it's going to take a lot for this one to get, to turn around and really start to open up and have some big days. And so I'm probably not going to be as aggressive on it the next times we see it hit the scanners. This one's just kind of getting overplayed. So anyways, that's OPTT. A couple other stocks hit the scanners, but with light volume, and nothing particularly exciting. Mara hit the scanner, but is up mostly because of Bitcoin. It was right at the 200 moving average here at $1.27 as it hit that level. I didn't really want to buy into the 200, but it did end up breaking and grinding a little higher. As of right now, it's up 19%. And maybe it, keeps going, but it just wasn't the absolute perfect setup. And, I am kind of being a little picky. I'm already up, close to $50,000 on the month. I can afford to be picky. For me, it's like, if I'm going to trade with 10,000 or even 15,000 shares, I want to have the potential to be making 25, 30, maybe even 50 cents per share. That would be obviously really nice. 50 cents a share with 10,000 shares is $5,000. And I didn't see anything today that I really felt gave me that opportunity. OPTT was a maybe out of the gates if it broke 280, squeezed up to 3, and then 336 daily level. That one was a possibility. I thought, given how much it had moved pre-market, we might see that, but then we didn't. So just kind of decided to play it a little bit safer, and not get aggressive on things like Mara or BOXL, which I just didn't think had a lot of potential. Now, certainly in some markets, you have to kind of switch your focus from trying to hit home runs to just trying to get a couple base hits just to keep your head above water. But since my head's already well above water, being above my monthly goal, I kind of feel like right now it's okay for me to be a little patient and exercise that extra caution and just focus on A quality setups. And if I don't see something that, for me is A quality, meaning it has the potential to move 20 to 30%, sitting tight is maybe best. And the overall market obviously is down. Dow Jones down 500 points, but we really look more at the S&P 500, which is gap down and is kind of turning around a little bit right now. Coming down to the support of the 200 moving average is not a bad thing at all, honestly. This would be for me, a place where I like to add money. I usually like to add money into the overall market when it's near the 200. Kind of just for me feels like a good safe place to put money in. And obviously this was a strong drop and, isn't great, but, we got back up above it. Then this was the first pullback. This was a small one that wasn't enough. And now this will be a deeper pullback. So you'll likely see a good amount of institutional buying around the 200. So we'll see as the market comes back down to that level if things get bought up. And this has kind of been my strategy for the last several years, even going back, further than the 200 will go. Just when the market comes down to the 200, I put a little bit of money away for retirement. And that, that's generally kind of been an okay spot to do it. Again, when you put money away for the next 20 years, ultimately 20 years from now, whether you put it in right here or you put it in right here, probably doesn't really matter. So monthly cost-based averaging is what a lot of people would just recommend you do. Put $500 away every month. Don't even look at the price. Just put it away. And, 20 years from now, you're obviously, going to be fine because of compound interest. But in any case, it's hard to separate long-term from what you do every day and what you're looking at every day and feeling like you just put, a ton of money in, let's say, whatever's relative to you way up here, and then things drop. I don't know, it can be a little bit tough. But in any case, overall market being down, it might weigh a little bit on small caps. They're not usually tied as closely to the overall market, so probably not too much of an issue there. But at this point, I'll just put today in the day as, a small green day, but basically nothing I'd, be excited about. My one trade on OPTT or 2 trades. And, live to trade another day. I didn't want to, hang my hat on anything today or try to put all my eggs in the basket OPTT. Just was a little cautious, didn't get the follow through I wanted, step back and, reevaluate tomorrow. Be keeping a really close eye on the high day Momo scanner tomorrow. Didn't really have anything today that was picture perfect. Be keeping a close eye on the gap scanner tomorrow. We'll see if we get something that looks a little bit better. But, at this point, I just don't really have super high expectations. So, yeah, that last trade I got into was right here, 76, 77 on OPTT. Let's see. Got in for the break of 78 right here. Expecting first 5-minute candle to make a new high would give us an immediate break of 80. It didn't. Hit a high of 79. Got right back out of it. As soon as it couldn't break 80 and I saw a big wall of sellers, I started, selling, trying to unwind the position, selling some on the ask, not getting filled, then hitting the bid. So you can see this was an order to sell some on the ask. Didn't get filled, switched and hit the bid. I always use hidden orders when I'm trying to sell like a big block of shares. I don't like to just have it be visible. So I'll do a hidden order if it's a 9,000 share. That way you don't see 9,000 shares right here on the ask. Usually when you trade with bigger size, you want to utilize the ability to hide your shares. Because, the reality is, if I look at a stock and I see, here's a 17,000 share buyer, I see a 17,000 share seller, I'm going to be like, well, I'm going to hold off for a second. I'm going to be a little cautious. So, it's one of those things where not wanting to tip your hand or tip your hat to the market, tip your hand, I guess, is sort of the general rule of thumb. And so that's why we have this ability to hide shares if we want. So anyways, yeah, just not a lot of follow through today. It's okay. Live to trade another day. Be back at it first thing tomorrow. All right, everyone. I'll see you guys bright and early, 9:15, pre-market analysis. Hopefully we have a couple good stocks on the scanner tomorrow. We can make a little bit more progress than we made today. All right, I'll see you all in the morning. If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.